So, with another week passing and a new one emerging, we have our second episode of Hot Sauce Takes, where we take you as the viewer, your hottest takes, and I give you my opinions on them. I've already done, this is only the second episode, and if you comment down below your hottest take, I will give you 100% chance that you will be in episode 3 of Hot Sauce Takes. So this is a series I'm hoping to do. You guys really enjoyed the first one. So remember, every Monday, I will be doing a new episode of Hot Sauce Takes. Now, before we get started, it would be greatly appreciated to subscribe to the channel. Here on the Mix channel, we make constant NBA content about just these Hot Sauce Takes, NBA discussion, NBA stories, and it's just every NBA fan should love. Also, leave a like because it only takes 1 second and makes a really big difference. And if you're new, comment down below, I subscribe, shout out. There, I'll heart your comment, reply to your comment, and shout you on the next video. Now, today's shout outs, we have multiple of them. The first one is JPK Plays, We Are the Mini Squad, and Cookie Monster 1137. So yeah, shout out to you guys. And also, if you came from Kenny for real, shout out to you. I really appreciate you all just checking out my channel, and if you liked it or not, just helping out the channel a lot. So now let's begin. Now, our first take comes from Converted Browns fan, and he says, Jokic isn't a bad defender, but elite bigs like AD or Joel Embiid can't be effectively guarded by anyone. Since he is an elite defender, it looks bad in the star versus stars matchup. So, this is a long one, but I think that Jokic isn't bad, nor is he elite. But yes, he can't guard the best bigs, but he's not like super bad. And I agree with this take. Jokic is still tall, and yes, he isn't athletic, he puts in the effort. And that's what you really want to just be a good defender. Put in the effort just no matter what. And if you don't put in the effort, there's no way you're going to be a good defender. Jokic tries his best to contest shots, and yes, he has been getting much better at getting steals, averaging over 1 steal a game this year. Players still attack Jokic, and yes, he can be scored on quite easily from the best of the best, but his effort and IQ on the defensive side of the ball will always be there. Now, the next take comes to us from Splash Out, and he says, if the Wolves didn't trade Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler, they would be title contenders. In 2017, Jimmy Butler was traded to Minnesota for Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and the 7th pick, who ended up becoming Lauri Markkanen to the Chicago Bulls. However, Butler was only there for 1 full season, and yes, they made the playoffs and would have made it higher than the 8th seed if Jimmy didn't get hurt, but they were still bounced in the first round. LaVine is an all-star caliber level, averaging 25 points a game, and has been just the star of the Chicago Bulls. Chris Dunn is an elite defender, which every team would want, especially this Timberwolves team. Now, Markkanen looked very impressive, stretching the floor and having a very versatile just how he plays the whole game of basketball. And now, alongside Cat Wiggins, and who later shipped for D'Angelo Russell, I think that this team is no doubt better. Now, I'm not exactly sure if they're title contenders, but they're definitely a playoff team. With the team of D'Lo, Zach LaVine, Jarrett Culver, or Anthony Edwards, they probably wouldn't get the first pick with Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and Karl-Anthony Towns. That's a much better team that I'm sure they would rather have than just 1 year of making the playoffs with Jimmy Butler. Now, the next take comes to us from Uche, and he says, James Harden is not a top 5 player in the league, it being LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, and AD. Then James Harden. James Harden has been a consistent superstar in the 2010s, and in the last 3 years has won the scoring titles every single year. And for the last 5 years, he has been top 3 in MVP voting. However, he doesn't have much playoff success, nor does he perform just how he does in the regular season in the playoffs. So, a lot of people are knocking down the list. I also agree that Harden is not a top 5 player. And in my opinion, not in a specific order, LeBron, KD, Giannis, Curry, and Kawhi are all better, with AD and Jokic in contention for 6 to 8. James Harden can no doubt go up by winning a chip with the Brooklyn Nets, but I know for a fact that his stats are going to be down with Kyrie and KD, but I think that if just James Harden gets playoff success, I think he can definitely be a top 5 player in the league. Now, the next take we're going to be looking at comes from Who Is Better, and he says, even with the addition of Jrue Holiday, the Bucks are still the same team and won't perform well in the playoffs. With Giannis Antetokounmpo's free agency looming last year, the Bucks knew that they had to make major changes, losing in the second round against the Miami Heat in only 5 games. They first traded Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and 5 first-round picks for Jrue Holiday. Then, shortly after, traded Dante DiVincenzo and Ersan Ilyasova for Bogdan Bogdanovic, but that was canceled as they were called for tampering, mainly because Bogdan was a free agent and he did not agree to these terms because he was a free agent. So many people were wondering, can they learn from their mistakes with these from the new players they acquired? However, this year they look exactly the same. But now the East is just better. This system, led by Mike Budenholzer, allows open three-pointers while them protecting the paint. Mainly Brook Lopez and Giannis being just such good rim protectors that they just go all in the paint and leave just wide open shooters open. And yes, this system works 90% of the time against bad teams that are really bad at shooting, but against the best of the best, this will not work. And in the playoffs, you face the best of the best. So I think that's the main reason why the Bucks just don't have much playoff success. And then on offense, their half court is just not the best. They struggle to finish games. Of course, we know Giannis Antetokounmpo is much better on the break than he is in a half court offense where they can just create a wall. Players like Chris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, yes, they're all good players, but they're not like elite shot makers that this team really needs. And just Coach Bud just really gonna have to change a lot of stuff, or I think he should be fired, because Giannis Antetokounmpo, yes, he just signed a 5-year extension, and he says he's loyal, but if they don't go anywhere in the playoffs, I don't know why Giannis is still gonna be loyal. And I personally think that if Bud won't change, he's got to be fired, because they got to give any possibility for Giannis to win a championship, or he's just going to get mad. As you know, in the NBA, if you don't win a championship fast, or at least make the finals, stars are just going to demand trades. And I'm sure that's what, as a small market, that's not what the Bucks want to do. So yeah, so I do agree with the take that they're still the same as last year, though their roster looks different, and they're definitely going to have to make changes. So the next take comes to us from OAB, and he says, the Nuggets will win a championship in the next 5 years. So yeah, this is an interesting one, because the Nuggets, of course, have a really good future. With under 25 years old, you have people like Bol, Zeke Naji, RJ Hampton, and mainly Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic. And in the playoffs, this Nuggets team always performs well. They've been to a couple Game 7s, and this year, they came back from 2 3-1 leads and beating the title favorites, Los Angeles Clippers. Though it was more of a Clippers collapse, we gotta give props to the Nuggets. And this team is just really good. They have people like Gary Harris, and they still have a lot of their picks. So they could definitely make a trade for someone potentially like Bradley Beal. But with teams like LA, and you never know what young team is going to go up, maybe like the Pelicans or the Thunder emergence in the next 5 years. And in the Eastern Conference, people like the Nets, Bucks, Sixers. I think that right now I would have them over the Nuggets, but you never know what this Nuggets team can do. Everyone always counts out the Nuggets, but they just always perform well. And I won't be surprised if they go far, but I don't think they're really gonna win a championship. So yeah, that's gonna be a video about my hot sauce takes. So comment down below your hottest takes, and I promise you will be in the video. So yeah, make sure to comment down below your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more constant NBA content. Make sure to comment down below I subscribe, shout out if you're new. And now, hope you have a good day, and peace out.